Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Melissa and this is Geeky Life Savings. Today I'm back with another Budget With Me session where we will be budgeting my first paycheck of February, which is $2,338.75. This is my second month using the tool called YNAB, which is short for You Need a Budget, and it's a zero-based budgeting tool. If you haven't seen my debt confession video, I will link it down below, but it was my first video on the channel and it explains the situation that I'm currently in where I'm trying to pay off almost $65,000 worth of debt. It's a little scary, but we're slowly making some progress, and I really can't wait to see where we are a year from now and how much debt we have paid and how much money we have saved. But if you're interested in watching me become debt-free, please click the subscribe button below. I would really appreciate that, and it would make my day. Before we get into budgeting, I figured I'd give an update on how my week went. Basically, this week has been extremely busy for me. I've been working on an escalation for a client, which took me off the project I've been working on the last few months. I'm basically done that escalation as of today, so I'll be able to get back to working on the project that I was working on, which is also super close to being finished, which I'm really excited about because I also had to get pulled onto that project. But yeah, in between working on this escalation and the project that I've been working on, I'm just super busy trying to help onboard a few new people onto my team. I've been helping other team members with their tasks, and I'm just always in like a lot of meetings for all these new upcoming projects. Our company is just so busy, but I do love what I do, and it makes my day go by so quick. The good thing is I was able to go out for lunch today with my one team, and that was so nice. I was able to dine out for free. The company paid for our meal at the restaurant, which was super nice, and I was even more thankful for it because I haven't dined out at all yet this year, and I wasn't planning on dining out this month either because I'm trying to save up money for my vacation at the beginning of March. So it was really nice to get together with some of my coworkers and have a really good meal. I definitely took advantage of it. Other than that, I've just been relaxing at home with Darcy when I'm not working or editing videos for the channel here. So really that's it. There's nothing really exciting. Darcy and I are just trying to keep our heads low and focused on what we need to do, which is trying to save up money for our vacation and not spend any money. So we've been doing that. So far, this no spend challenge, I haven't done anything bad yet other than pay that $1.46 that I showed you guys in my last video for an issue with me editing videos for the channel here. But other than that, I haven't spent any money this week, so I think we're off to a good start for February. I think that's my update, so let's get budgeting. All right, so I've switched to my screen here and I'm now in the tool YNAB. As I mentioned, I got paid $2,338.75, which is my first paycheck for February. So we're gonna be assigning this amount and we'll see how far it gets me. I think the first thing that I'm gonna wanna do is cover the overspending. So I have 3 overspent categories, so let's take a look here. The first one is YNAB. Sadly, I didn't budget enough money for the annual subscription for YNAB, and I think that's just because the conversion rate from USD to Canadian is constantly changing, and I didn't know how much the taxes were going to be either. So I budgeted $160, but it ended up being $165.30. So we only have $5.30 of overspending for it. So I'm going to be covering that. And yeah, I think I'll just cover it with ready to assign. And then when we go back to the budget, I will create a new target for it. The next one is my loan. My loan payment comes out every time I get paid, so we need to cover this. So I'm going to cover the $433.54. I think I just do this. Okay, I think that did what I needed it to do. We'll check in a second. The next one here is I have some credit card and line of credit interest. This is the interest for my credit card. I don't even know if it's interest. I think it's just insurance charges to the credit card. It didn't say there was any interest, so I guess we're gonna have to cover this. So I will cover the $7.18 with also ready to assign. Okay, so that's all of the overspent categories. I'm gonna go back to all here and we're gonna just double check my personal loan here. Okay, so it didn't do what I wanted it to do, which is unfortunate. It only covered $361.27. So that's actually not what I wanted to put. I want to put $433.54. Basically, the money that was already in the category was to cover the monthly payments, which I actually do bi-weekly payments, but I had to times my bi-weekly payment amount, which is $433.54. I times that by 26, which is the amount of bi-weekly payments I have to make in a year, and then I divided that by 12 to get the monthly payment. So I want to be able to still cover the entire monthly amount, because whenever I have to make a third payment in a month for those extra long months where I get 3 paychecks in a month, I need to be able to cover it. So I'm just going to put my payment here for now of what I actually spent, and then I still have the money here from last month that I put towards the monthly payment. So sadly, I will not be using the button over here in the payment section here because it obviously is not sending the correct amount that I want. So I'll just have to do it manually. And then we covered the interest, well, not the interest, but the insurance charges on my credit cards. We got that. And then I want to change the target for YNAB. So I'm going to edit this target, and it says 165, or sorry, it says 160, but I want to cover 170 for next year. So let's do that. And then it's asking me to cover another $4.70. So I have a little bit of money towards next year's YNAB payment. Okay, that looks a little better. And now we have $188.03 left to assign after we covered some of the overspending. So I think the first thing I need to do is add some money towards rent. Now, I did try to figure out the amount I need to put towards rent before I started recording this video. So we're going to be putting $325.16 towards rent, and then my partner is going to cover the rest of it when he gets paid next week. Next, we're going to be covering the utilities, phone, and internet. So I'm going to fund the rest of these. So I'm going to put 80 towards utilities, and then phone, I think I'm just going to click underfunded. I need $102.40, so I'm going to do that. And then the internet bill, I'm just going to click underfunded for this one, which is $115.60. So we did that. Okay. And then I'm going to click over into my view to see what else I need to fund between the 1st and the 15th. Okay, so I need to fund the rest of Netflix, which is $17.75 for Netflix. And then I also need to fund the litter robot, which is $87.30. So we're gonna do that, right? So our litter robot is good to go. And then we already made the payment on the line of credit. I did that the other day and I paid $120.37 that I had budgeted in a previous Budget With Me session. So that payment was covered. Obviously, I haven't paid the entire amount, so we still have $625.01, but that is all vacation expenses, which I will be snowballing when I get back from our vacation. And any vacation expenses are part of my no spend challenge for January and February. So I am aware that those things need to be done. I think there's one more thing I need to pay for before we go on vacation, which is our payment for the baggage for our flights. And I think that was like $140 USD. I'm not sure what it is in Canadian. I'd have to do the conversion later, but we will have to probably pay that this month. So I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. Other than that, I just want to check when I get paid next. Okay, I get paid on the 21st. So let me see, what do we have in between the 16th to the 31st? Okay, so we have Disney Plus and OneDrive. So let me fund those. I'm gonna put $12.10 here. Okay, and then I have OneDrive, which is $9.04. However, my OneDrive subscription is going up, but it's not going up until after this payment. It's going up on February 26th or something like that. So I think my subscription payment for March is actually going to be more. So I'm probably going to want to change this target, but I will do that for the next payment. If the payment for this month turns out to be more, then that's okay. We'll cover it with one of my paychecks later in the month. But for now, we'll just cover whatever it is right now. So $9.04. Hopefully it only charges me $9.04 this month, and it's next month they charge me more money. We will see, I guess. Okay, and then I think that's about it. If we have some extra money at the end, then I might put some money towards my car loan. But let's see what else we need to fund. Okay, I need to fund some of the monthly expenses because we need to go do a couple things tomorrow. I'm gonna need to fund my $200 for groceries. We don't need anything for the cats right now, but I'm still gonna put in $75 just in case we need something for the cats in the next 2 weeks until I get paid again. And then I'm also going to fill up gas with $60 because we do need to go fill my car with gas tomorrow. I have like a third of a tank left, which is actually pretty good. So I probably won't need to spend all of this, but I'll need to definitely spend some of it. So we need money there. Parking, I don't think I'm gonna be doing any parking this month. I'm just trying not to go anywhere in general. Me and my partner, we just like to hibernate during the winter. I'm not a fan of Canadian winters. So yeah, I don't think there's any parking we need to pay for. So I think I'm gonna skip out on this. And then laundry, I'm not gonna fund it for this paycheck because my partner just put money on our laundry card today while he was doing laundry. So I don't need to put that on right now. So I think we'll skip over that. I think I might fund my oh shit category up to the max. Perfect. So now we have $98.54 to spend in my oh shit category if I need to. Hopefully not, because we're in a no spend challenge and I'm hoping this is the only charge I make this month. Fingers crossed that it is, other than my exceptions, which is my vacation and what was my other exception this month? Oh, okay. Well, we funded YNAB, so we did that. And then I want to fund my new Canva subscription and then, yeah, vacation expenses. So those are the only 3 things that are allowed this month. We already did YNAB and I got to fund Canva. So actually, also, and I mentioned Canva was going to come out at the end of this month. right? It was, I think, February 26th or something it was gonna come out. But I realized after that video that my Canva account was actually to an email that I don't use regularly. So I went to go switch the email to my email that I actually use. And then I was getting an error saying that I already had an account for my main email, which was pretty understandable. I definitely realized I made an account a long time ago for Instagram. I decided to cancel the subscription on the email that I don't use, and then I signed up for the pro version of Canva using my main email and signed up for the subscription on that one. So it did change the date that I need to pay the yearly subscription cost. So now it's going to be March 5th. So that gives me a little bit more time to save up the money for the pro version annual subscription of Canva. So I think what I'll do is maybe I will put half of this money towards it, this paycheck. So we have $37.50. And then we'll fund the rest of this target next paycheck. Actually, I don't know. Wait, how many paychecks do I have before? Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, I want to fund this because I only get the other paycheck on the 21st. Okay. I need to fund it. How about we just fund the 75 then? That's okay. I think we'll be fine. We'll fund the rest of it on my other paycheck. Okay, and then what I want to fund next is the vacation fund, which this is the cash fund for money that we need to take out in cash at the end of this month for the vacation. So I want to fund some of this. Maybe we do 200 for this. What does that leave me? $478. Okay, that's pretty good. And then my partner, he has his government rebate check he's waiting on, which is $200. And then he still has 2 paychecks as well this month. I still have 1 more paycheck. And he also has been putting tip out money towards the vacation. So I think me just putting $200 towards this is good enough. So we still have $478.68 left. Okay. Interesting. What else do I want to fund then? Maybe we fund half of the concert fund because we do have that concert at the beginning of March that we're going to, and I want to have some spending money to buy a t-shirt for one of the bands that I'm really excited to see, and we probably want some extra money there just for gas or a quick bite to eat when we go to that concert. And then I'll fund half of beauty because I need to stock up on some makeup and things for our vacation before we go. I'm literally so low on my powder for makeup. I'm trying to make it last, but this is the longest I've tried to make it last. Like, I barely have any left. We'll see if I can get through the month with what I have, but I don't know. It's gonna be a long stretch, so we'll see. Okay. This is crazy. I'm like sitting here like, okay, what do I fund next? I don't want to fund all of the car payment. Maybe we fund like half of this. So $533.06 divided by 2. Okay, $266.53. So we funded half of the car payment. And then I might fund half of my car insurance payment. 38 divided by 2. Okay, we still have $88.96. Okay. We can fund the student loan maybe, or we can maybe start putting some money towards my sinking funds, because the sooner I can get this up to $1,000, then I can start putting a lot more money towards my debt after the vacation. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll put 25 towards car maintenance. I'll do 25 towards the vet. I did go to one more appointment at the dentist, which was my second cleaning. It went really well, and the hygienist told me that she's gotten rid of like 90% of the buildup on my teeth that I've accumulated over the last several years of not going to the dentist. So she said that I could probably hold out and come back in 6 months. So we're going to be doing that. However, that appointment I do have to pay out of pocket for because I've ran out of scaling points for any cleanings, which is unfortunate. I also need to go back for a couple fillings. The fillings I'm doing in May, which is my 3 paycheck month, and those 2 fillings I'm going to have to pay out of pocket for as well, which will be like $150 to $200 for that. And then the cleaning will also be like $200. So I need to put money in this medical one for sure, so I have enough money in May and August for my appointments. So we're definitely going to be funding this one. So I'm going to start adding that money there. And then we have $13.96. I don't know if I want to put that towards these categories here. Maybe I put them towards, I think I'm just gonna put it towards the car payment, because the more I have towards that, the better. Okay. I think that's everything. We covered, I think, quite a bit here. So let's kind of recap. We put $325.16 towards the rent, and then my partner is going to cover the rest of it. We were able to fully fund utilities, phone, internet. We funded half of my car insurance payment that comes out near the end of the month. We were able to cover the overspending for YNAB and add a little bit to go towards my next payment next year. We were able to also fund half of the Canva subscription that I need to pay on March 5th. I funded the litter robot payment, which is my next debt snowball payment I need to make. Funded just over half of the car payment for the end of the month. We also were able to fund the loan payment that I have to make every 2 weeks. We funded what we needed for groceries, cats, and gas until I get paid next. We put some money towards my concert fund for the concert at the beginning of March. It's on March 2nd, actually. And then we put a little bit towards my beauty category. And we got some money towards a few of my sinking funds that I need to fund. And we put $200 towards the vacation. So overall, I think we did really well. I think we spread out the money and tried to hit as many categories as we can. And then next week, my partner gives me his money for his paycheck plus some additional money for the vacation. So I will probably do a quick little budget with me session next week. And then 2 weeks from now, we will have another big budget with me session with my next paycheck and hopefully fund the rest of February if we can. Okay, so before we finish off this budget with me session, I want to just check in on how much we need to fund for the rest of this month. So we're going to need to fund the rest of rent, car insurance, Tapo, Canva, CAA, Nintendo, PlayStation, the rest of the subscriptions, basically. My debt snowball payments, which is my student loan, car payment, and consolidation loan. We need to fund the rest of groceries, cats, gas, potentially laundry. We're gonna have to fund concerts, beauty. Then we need to do all of our savings categories and at the very least the vacation. So we're gonna need around $2,416.11. And then if I have any additional money, then I'd love to fund the cold air intake if possible that I want to get in May. and that would be $2,586.11. So we still have quite a bit to do here, but I think it will be doable. And then I want to get funding into March. And I think March will be an interesting month for us because I will get my paychecks like I normally do. I get paid salary, so that's not an issue. But my partner, he is not on salary. So because we're going to be off for 2 weeks, he's not gonna get much money in March, which means I'm gonna have to cover a lot of our living costs for March. Luckily, we're gonna be away for 2 weeks, so certain costs, like our monthly living costs, is gonna be a lot lower. So that will be good. It'll still be a little bit of a struggle, I think. So we just have to be careful with that for March, but I think we'll be fine. We'll be okay. As long as we don't go crazy on the vacation, which I'm trying not to, which is why we're trying to get a big amount of cash saved up. So I'm not forced to use my credit card a bunch on the vacation. I'm just going to use cash. But I know there is a couple credit card payments that will have to go on the credit card during the vacation, but other than that, I'm going to be paying cash. So I think that's it. We just need to fund $2,586.11. So I think we'll get by. We'll get it done. So I think that covers everything for this Budget With Me session. If you're still watching this video, I very much appreciate the support. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and comment down below what you enjoyed from this Budget With Me session. Also, if you haven't, please click the notification bell so you can be notified when I post more videos in the future. And if you haven't yet either, subscribe. I would really, really love your support and it would really help the channel out. Other than that, I think I'm going to leave this one here. So have a wonderful rest of your day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.